Today, the 2012 GLK project car is going to get new Swaybar links. The old ones were starting to get a little bit flaky, so it's time to throw in some new ones. Okay, first going to take off the top. If we're lucky, we're going to break it loose with an 18, and then it'll just come off. If not, we'll have to reach in and go to our toolbox and get a T40 Torx driver. Hold the shaft centered while we turn that nut behind it, and because of its location, it's going to be a little bit tricky. So with any luck, it'll come off without a fight using just an 18. Okay, and to help it along, I'll use my driver. Okay. And as you can see, we didn't get lucky. Okay, that was easy. Now let's get the bottom one. Okay, we're gonna break this one loose with an 18. Little persuasion, just because it's a bad angle and I don't really want to climb under the car to get to it. Okay, this one I'm probably going to have to use. There's no place to get the driver in here, so I'm going to have to resort to doing it the old-fashioned way. And that means the hard part's working around the camera, folks. Now that this one's out, you can kind of see why it's being replaced. Surprisingly, it's not that loose. It's actually probably wasn't causing any real problems, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out it was going to be. So, time to put a new one in. Now it's a long story. I ended up with two different types, one for the right, one for the left, just because that was what was available and I had to get it. And you notice that the angles are just a little bit different, so you don't really have to worry about putting the wrong one in because it just won't fit. So this happens to be the driver's side, nice Moog greasable. It's nice, and the other thing you notice, there's no Torx fitting in the end of the bolt, but it's actually got flats on the back that you can hold with a wrench, which to my way of thinking is a much simpler way to do things. So let's go ahead and get this one bolted in. Okay, one important consideration on a job like this is that I've jacked both wheels up, which means the suspension is hanging down on both sides, which means the sway bar doesn't have to correct from one side to the other. So it's basically going to be pretty much where you need it to be to install the new sway bar. So that makes it easy. If you lift one side at a time, it's going to be a lot harder because the sway bar is going to be trying to, when you lift one wheel on a car with a sway bar, it tries to lift the other one to help minimize the body roll. So you'll be fighting it if you don't do both sides at once, if you don't get both sides up off the ground. So in this case, we're good to go. It slides right in without any fight at all. It's an 18 top and bottom. Okay, snugging up the top one should be easy peasy. Get an 18 millimeter on the flats on the back, and then I'm going to use a driver on the front. And got to get it flattened. Okay. There we go. All right, we are down. I can throw a torque wrench on it later to make sure it's snug. Now this one will be a little tighter because again, it's back there facing the wrong way, but I'll just throw a 18-inch, 18-millimeter wrench on it, and then come in behind with a plain old ratchet, and I think I got room to turn it. Alright, I've switched over to a 3/8-inch drive ratchet. And I'm sorry if some of this doesn't show too well, but I'm on the flats with the wrench and just driving it home with a ratchet from the back. And folks, that's pretty much it. We have a new link. This particular one is greasable top and bottom, solid as a rock. It actually looks quite a bit sturdier than the original, although I doubt that really has any bearing on how the vehicle performs. Now all I have to do is go throw on the other one.